everybody, it's Chad from Stick's Blog. I'm Stick, and today I want to talk to you about a cook kit that I plan on bringing with me on a SUL trip that I'm about to take off on. Me and a buddy we've got planned to do the Appalachian Trail that goes through the Smoky Mountains, which is going to come out to about 74 miles in 3 days. And for this trip we decided that we wanted to have a very lightweight pack for two reasons. One, to help us, of course, make it through the Smokies, doing those big miles each day with a lighter pack will make it a little bit easier for us to do. And as well, we just kind of wanted to set another milestone. Up to this point we've had some UL packs. It's been pretty close to SUL, but on this trip we decided we wanted to go completely SUL. And just so you know, what we're defining SUL as is a base pack weight minus the big three consumables, which are food, water, and fuel. But the base pack weight is going to be less than 5 pounds, so everything in our pack is less than 5 pounds. To do that, we've done a number of things, or I've done a number of things to cut my weight. Right now I'm looking at about 4.5 pound base weight, and in my opinion that's got a lot of luxuries. So a while back, or about a week ago, I did a video on my Go Light poncho tarp, so this is going to be the next part to that video, and this is going to be my cook kit. Now what I plan on doing is basically I plan on eating a hot meal for dinner each night. My goal is to bring at least 2.5 cups of water to a boil, and in order to do that I want to use a very lightweight system that's everything that I need, nothing that I don't. It's stable and it has good performance. So the fuel of choice that I've decided to go with on this trip is going to be Esbit, simply because first off, the Esbit is so much lighter than alcohol, considering, you know, systems that you're using. But one Esbit tablet weighs 0.5 ounces. This is going to be, I'm bringing 2 dinners, so I'll need at least 2 Esbits, and I'm going to bring 1 Esbit as a backup, so I'm going to have 1.5 ounces in fuel. So that's pretty lightweight fuel. Anyway, so I'm going to have an Esbit system here. Now this is the system that I'm going to use, and this is my entire cooking system, what you see here. I want to say about a year ago I did a ultralight cook system video, and a lot of the same components as what's in this kit here, but there's been a few things that I've changed to get this system a little more stable than what it was. And while I was at it, I wanted to try and drop some weight, but also wanted to keep the same performance. So real quick, what I want to do is just show you how much this entire system weighs. Let's go ahead and turn this on here. Set that up there, and then I'll show you here. 2.9 ounces for my entire cook system with my spoon, and that's my entire kitchen system. There's nothing being left out here, as you'll see in just a minute when I pull everything out. And if you're interested in grams, it comes up to 82 grams. So alright, I'll go ahead and take everything apart and show you what all is in here. First off is just a disposable spoon. This is only going to be a 3-day trip, so I don't need anything that's just you know, bulletproof. It's a disposable spoon. I'll be able to pack it and keep it safe, so I shouldn't have any trouble out of that. That weighs 0.1 ounces. And then as you can see, my cook system's here. Now I do have the Heine cook pot, and in my opinion the Heine cook pot is considerably durable whenever you compare it to pots such as the Foster pot. Of course it's not going to be as strong as a titanium or an aluminum pot, but because of the ridges in the cook pot, it is a pretty strong little cook pot in my opinion. And then what's neat is my bowl, or my cup, actually fits right over the top of it, so it actually provides a little more durability. Now I will say that this is going to be packed in the top of my pack. There's not going to be anything else on top of it, so it shouldn't take any kind of damage as far as weight from anything inside my pack. So unless I'm just rough with my pack, I should have no problem with this system. In the past I've not had any problems with it. I've always been able to protect it, so I'm not really worried about it. But I'll go ahead and show you. Of course, this is an 8-ounce Ziploc bowl. It is only 8 ounces, but it works fine for my needs. I'm just going to be drinking hot cocoa out of it, and then like I said, it's also kind of a little extra durability for the cook system. And this weighs in at about 0.35 ounces. This is my ZPacks Cuben fiber stuff sack, and It weighs in at 0.1 ounces, and I like to keep this simply to keep everything contained, because as you'll see in a second, I don't have a lid that stays on top of the cook pot. As well, since I use SBIT, it makes the cook pot dirty, so I like to keep it in the stuff sack so it keeps the soot contained and away from everything else inside my pack. First off, I have the actual cook pot with all the contents inside it, and I have my heat reflector / ground sheet, and that's just my stuff sack, none else in it. Now this is just a square of aluminum foil, single square, single layer aluminum foil, and it's a ground protector heat reflector. And I don't need anything more than that, because like I said, this is going to be a short trip, so I can get away with something real light and efficient like that. As you can see, everything else fits inside there. Real compact. I like it. And even my SBIT, whenever I decide to take my SBIT will just drop right down in there. I can fit plenty of SBIT. Like I say, I'm only bringing 3, and that's 4 of them that's already in there. So go ahead and pour those out, and I'll show you everything else that's inside there. First off, my mini Bic lighter. Using SBIT, I'd rather have a lighter to try and light it than a match. It weighs 0.4 ounces. This is my Suluk46 titanium windscreen. I really like this windscreen, but it did take me a little bit of I had to do a little design and testing with different stoves to see how it worked, because of the way the air holes are on this. But I finally got it a system that I like, and it's just as efficient as before. But this weighs 0.4 ounces, listed at 0.35 ounces, but 0.4 ounces is what showed up on my scales. And then let's see, take some more out here. This is my stove that I made. What I wanted to do originally was to just lay the SBIT on top of the ground sheet and put everything up and build it, work it from there. But there was a lot of airflow getting to it, so what I decided to do was make a little stove out of some titanium foil that I had. And this is the stove that I had. It mimics the tray that was on the wing stove that I had. But anyway, all I did was make that, and I made this little Tyvek sleeve so it'll fit in real nice. That way, I'll show you here. Get it back out. As you can see, there's still some SBIT left in there, so I don't want to be getting that all over everything inside my cook pot, so I just made this little sleeve to put it in. And to be honest, this system here, it didn't even show up on my scale. My scale only weighs to 1/10 of an ounce or a full gram, so I'm just saying that weighs about 0.05 ounces, or yeah, something like that. To get my math on some of this stuff like this here and this, since my scale didn't weigh it that low, I weighed everything individually, and then I divided the weights out for things like this separately. But as you saw, everything comes at 2.9 ounces. Next I have get rid of that other SBIT tablet. Of course, I have my cook pot and my foil lid, and I really like this foil lid, but you do have to be careful and put some kind of weight on it so that the wind doesn't blow it away. But all that together weighs 1 ounce exactly. And then last, I have, well, not last, but I have my here I have, it's actually a couple of different things. First off, it's my LightLoad Towel. I like to wrap it up around my pot stand, just because when I put it down in the cook pot, it kind of fills up the space just a little bit and keeps it from rattling around. But also it just protects it, protects the pot stand from actually damaging the inside of the cook pot, although I have 2 layers of protection here, and you'll see that in just a second. First off, it's just my LightLoad Towel. I use this as a pot grabber for my cook pot, pot holder, lots of different things. Of course, I use it to dry it out. I only boil water, so I don't have to do any cleaning to the cook pot, so it makes it really nice. I just use this to wipe it out, and that only weighs 0.2 ounces, so it's not a whole lot of weight there. And then last will be my Tyvek, or my pot stand, and I have it wrapped in a piece of Tyvek here, just a little Tyvek sleeve. And I kind of got this idea from Trail Designs when I got my cook system from them a little while back. I like the way that they use the Tyvek to wrap stuff in, because it's really lightweight and it's pretty strong for what it is, and it does the job. And all I have here, I just took a strip of Tyvek, and then as you saw, I just roll it up inside there, and then I just tuck the edges all around it, and it holds it in place really well. But that does really well at keeping the sharp edges from hitting the bottom of the cook pot or anything like that. Plus it keeps all this soot that might get on the pot stand away from everything else inside the cook pot. But this is just one of my DIY pot stands here, made out of some hardware cloth. I forgot how many it is across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's 14 squares around and it's 3 squares tall. But this right here, for this system, or for this stuff right here, it comes in at 0.2 ounces for both these pieces together. And so just kind of show you how it sets up. Of course, I would put my heat reflector down first. I would take my stove, put it down there, put my SBIT tablet in there. That fits around there really well. And then that sits on there, and that's really durable as far as I'm concerned. As long as the surface that sits on is flat, and then that just fits over it. And that's my cook system. And what I found is with everything, the way I've designed the stove, or haven't really designed it, but the way I made it, with one SBIT tablet I can get 2 cups of water to boil at about 9 minutes, and I'll get about a 15-minute burnout time. So like I said, I wanted to bring at least 2.5 cups of water to a boil. This will do it no problem. Anyway, I'm really excited about this. Also, like I said, about a year ago I made a video that I showed off this almost the same system as a ultralight cook kit, and altogether for the components that I weighed then, it came to 2.2 ounces, and that consisted of the pot with the lid, it consisted of the wing stove that I had, and the windscreen and the stuff sack. And now when I take those same components, and of course now I don't have the wing stove, I'd have to weigh my DIY titanium stove and the pot stand as one. But anyway, when I weigh those things together now, I come up with 1.75 ounces. So in my opinion, this is more durable than the wing stove, or more stable than using it with the wing stove. So in my opinion, I made the system more stable. It went from 2.2 to 1.75 ounces for the same components, so it made it also less weight. And being that the design, or the way the stove and everything works with the windscreen, I still get the same time with the SBIT tablet to boil as well as burnout. So I maintain the same performance. So for 2.9 ounces for everything here, I'm really excited. Excited to be able to, have the cook system. I'm real excited because I made some of the pieces, not really a whole lot anymore because I got rid of some of it. But the stove, the stand, it's just, it's fun. I enjoy it. But anyway, that's my cook system that I'm going to be using on this SUL trip coming up. If you have any comments or questions, or just anything you want to say about it, just please post below. And until then, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.